Okay, let's get started.
Just raise your glasses high. This one's
Turtle time.
Well, Andy Cohen is springing forward with a whole new ad campaign from Mackage to celebrate their spring clothing collection. People may have noticed Andy Cohen wearing a blue Mackage puffer jacket on New Year's Eve, but didn't think about it as a clothing line for much more than that. Well, that couldn't be further from the truth when you see this spring collection. Shirts, jackets, and much more. Amy, I know we were on the Mackage website right before this. What stood out to you about their new spring collection?
They have more than meets the eye. Things you don't consider.
Am I right in saying that when we saw that puffer jacket live at New Year's, you could have been safe to assume that there could have been no other clothes associated with that in any way?
I also have to assume that they paid him a pretty penny. He's hot off of a Super Bowl campaign. I've never heard of this brand, but maybe I'm ignorant.
Well, no, it was huge. It's huge for Mackage heads because I remember when I saw Andy's puffer jacket, I said, where the hell did he get that? It was such a very unique clothing item and very prominent throughout the broadcast. So then this ad is really funny. It's up there with the Nerds ad, I would say, in terms of just providing delight, and sort of also playing on like the existing things that we know about Andy Cohen as a person. So in this one, they go, it's Mackage calls him. You saw it, right? Mackage calls him and they say, we have even more than the puffer jacket. And then he goes into their store and he sees the coolest jacket I've ever seen, pants. And so it's like you never stop learning about something if you're interested in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, never stop thinking. I saw that his Nerds campaign took a dark turn on the dark web where they said it was some sort of a code for luring children and Jeffrey Epstein. I'm like, just because he has gray hair?
Yeah,
Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, I saw that a lot of the forums that I frequent. It was like they're playing. Yeah, and we sent this around in our chat. They were like, they're pulling the wool over your eyes. They've got a Jeffrey Epstein lookalike in the Nerds ad, and for people who know Andy, me too. For people who know Andy Cohen, you're like, he doesn't look at all like him. But I didn't let that deter me. I was just like, I'm going to enjoy this Nerds campaign without even having to think about Jeffrey Epstein for one second. Speaking of, Howard Stern was kind of holding court on his radio show, like, you know what he does,
As
talking, laughing.
The king of all media.
King of all media. He's just, it's kind of fun to see him in his element, just talking. And it's also very inspiring as two people who have a podcast to be able to talk for a long time. It's like, oh, this guy is definitely talking for a long time. But he was speculating that Andy Cohen had to pay Nerds to get in the Super Bowl because he's like, I know Andy, and he's the one, he'll do anything. And Andy goes, Howard, he goes, I know you're holding court on your radio show, but no, they
dialed him.
Yeah, they go, no, they paid me in unlimited Nerds. So Howard was wrong, sort of, because if you count how much Nerds Andy's going to be rolling in for the rest of his life, that would be equatable to a lot of money. So kind of fun.
Nothing brings me greater joy than their chats. Howard is still pissed that when the CEO of Sirius did some big announcement, she had a picture of Andy behind her desk, and he was like, it should be a picture of Howard Stern.
Really?
Not Andy. He calls him Andy Cohen. And Andy gets pissed about that, and they have a fun tete-a-tete.
He wishes that Howard wishes that he would have been the picture that was in the back of the Sirius XM station heads.
He's like, I'm the figurehead for this whole operation. You were nothing before me.
That is so interesting. That is so funny. I worry about Howard, if he ever goes back to his old ways, because I told you I watched that Shock Jock documentary about Howard Stern in the 90s. Like, I'd be a little concerned about getting into kind of a war with Howard Stern, considering the kind of stuff that he's done in the past. That kind of reminds me, did you did you listen to Matt Bellany's podcast, The Town, with Jeff Probst on it?
Not yet. I have it saved.
Oh, it's great. I don't want to spoil anything for you, but there was a moment where Matt Bellany was like, Jeff Probst, has CBS, the new, rulers of CBS, gotten in touch with
Right.
you? And he was like, I haven't talked to them yet. And Matt Bellany was like, what the hell? You're the golden goose of CBS. They need to be rolling out the red carpet. It kind of reminded me what you just said about Howard Stern,
Yeah, they're probably like, it ain't broke, don't fix it over there. We're gonna just ruin 60 Minutes. That's what we're focused on. But I love he always antagonizes his guests, where
yeah.
he'll have CEOs on and people that are scared to say anything controversial, and he'll be like, come on, you could say, come on, that shit sucks, just say it.
Oh, he was trying to get Jeff Probst to say stuff, but Probst was unflappable. Oh my God. He was just smiling through it ear to ear. He didn't say one controversial thing. It was a wonderful interview.
I heard that I saw that movie Send Help, the new Sam Raimi movie, and it has a Survivor sort of storyline, tie-in. I don't know what to call it, but the woman, I don't want to spoil it. It's just fun. There's talk of Survivor, and apparently Jeff Probst, really, they were trying to get him in the movie and he couldn't make it work because he was shooting Survivor at the exact same time, and he was very bummed out, which I was like, wow, Raimi head. Love that. He really wanted to do it.
Probst is a Raimi head?
Apparently.
Oh my God, that is so cool. There was this fact, which I'm just going to spoil it just because it will tease the interview for you, but Jeff Probst said that there have been 73 babies born to people who worked on Survivor together as co-workers
How
from
many?
the run of 25 years. 73 children have been born from the couples that have met during the run of Survivor. I think that was
That's
kind of
insane. It's
astonishing.
been a long ass time. I remember when Jay Leno ended, they had everyone on the stage that was born out of that show, and it was like
Really?
a shit ton of people. Yeah.
Oh my God, don't get me started on Jay Leno when he ended that show, and then
Yeah,
he
we don't
did
need
that
to
other stuff.
celebrate him, but yeah, I guess if a show is on for 30 years, shit's gonna happen, and people do nothing but work and they just start fucking,
Totally. That's kind of what he said. And Matt Bellany was kind of saying that. He was like, so people started to fuck on Survivor, and Jeff Probst was unflappable. He didn't
We're
say
we're
that
on an
specifically.
island.
Yeah. So it was good, but this is all just kind of great news that has been going on. In kind of in the sort of Bravo universe in a way, but I would say that maybe a big news item. I feel like I have to say this. I feel like we're sort of like in a post Bad Bunny performance world in which
Yeah.
a lot of the news is still revolving around people's differing thoughts on this performance.
Yeah, my algorithm is in the tank. I have nothing else.
Yeah, and then so right after we recorded, I think 2 days ago, a huge news report came out that Dorinda Medley is going to be replacing Jill Zarin on The Golden Life, and I was kind of shocked. I'm kind of shocked at what's going on at E right now, and the casting
Right.
decisions and how we are so we're so attuned to what is going on this show that we didn't know existed even 5 or 6 days ago.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that shocking to me, because if anybody was going to possibly defect and join E, I thought Dorinda might
Mhm.
do it. You know what I mean? But it's a huge upgrade, I think, for that show, obviously.
Definitely. Yeah, obviously. We were never excited about Jill. We have that in writing from
Oh, yeah.
before this happened. We were like, who gives a shit? So yeah, I'm down to see Dorinda. We were on that cruise with her. She's I think a huge power player for the Bravo NBC Universal, whatever the hell that new company is called. We're still confused about that. Does anyone have clarity? Because when we were on the boat, they were doing full House of Villains
Yeah.
stuff, and that's on E. So I don't know what shady deals, what connections and ties are still connecting Bravo and E, but it seems like there's still something there. So I don't know.
I think it must be a part of that. I think it must be a part of the NBC Universal. I don't know, but I was like, was Page 6 wrong? That's where I got the news that it was like a defection because they're not a part of the same parent company. But then, yeah, you're right. We were celebrating House of Villains. You and I had to sit on the shitty House of Villains side on the boat when we wanted to be on the traitor side. Oh my God.
I know. I stole a House of Villains jersey. They told me I could have it. They were just going to like put it in the trash. And I was like, I'll take that. But I wanted a Traitors one, but I only got House of Villains.
Oh, well, it's okay. I mean, you were speaking of Dorinda on the boat. Like, not only was she DJing and dancing her ass off, like, she was, like, really dancing. Like, I've never seen anything like it. Like, she was doing every sort of style from every different dance era, starting with the 20s to contemporary times, and they let her have the floor basically to do all those different variations on dance. And then she started throwing footballs for the Traitor side, and we had to champion a House of Villain side, and Dorinda kept just sinking every football into the hole one after another. Like, I've never seen anything like it. It was like who's a great sports person? It was like somebody just sinking like a bunch of, I guess you'd say, footballs, like a bunch of like footballs into somebody's hand, the way she was able to execute it. And Traitors won completely over House of Villains and that little competition.
Totally. I think the business stuff is over my head. Maybe it was just a cash thing where they were like, they sold this part of it to this other company, but they still maintain ownership over the operation. I don't know. But anyways, Dorinda's an upgrade. I'm enjoying the memes of like Ramona in terror of not being allowed to post problematic stuff because she'll get put on the chopping block immediately. I saw Jill made a comment that was like, they didn't even give me a chance. It reminded me of like when she was like, you rejected me on the island. You didn't even welcome me. Like, she's always like permanent victim status. So I was just like, anyways, have fun doing whatever the hell you're doing. Bye. Never have to hear from you again.
I wonder how long that story was up before she deleted it. Like, because we were away from everything happening in real time, but she said she deleted it. But I mean, I already said this on TikTok, but if you're just thinking of, no matter what, like if you're just thinking from an entertainment standpoint, we were already not excited about Jill, and the fact that Dorinda is replacing Jill is quite possibly the best upgrade in television history in terms of a cast member that brings you joy and entertainment. And this is the dream. If it was initially announced with Dorinda and maybe Kelly, which is kind of what Roni Legacy was. Basically, the cast of Roni Legacy also had Dorinda on it. You're like, this is the best show in the world. I was almost overjoyed for no reason because 2 of the 5 I was not happy with at all. Jill Zarin and Kelly bring absolutely nothing. There's a reason why they were fired so quickly on Roni.
I wish that Kelly made a problematic statement instead of Taylor Armstrong. Then we could have just struck them both out. And we could have another dream person come in.
Kelly did the opposite. I gotta say, I sent you this workout video. It was kind of pretty amazing content. It was her using this like band or doing like a hula hoop or something, and she was listening to Bad Bunny, and she goes, "This is how you hula hoop properly," or something. I was like, "Oh, you really captured the zeitgeist here, Kelly." It was very much in tune. Yeah, it was good.
I saw that Taylor had to do a full Notes app apology, which it was so long, and I'm just like, oh my God, I hope I can make it to my grave without having to do a Notes app apology. They're so demoralizing. It's just so bad.
Yeah, I don't think we'll ever have to do a Notes app apology.
It comes for everyone, but she was like, it's just so stupid because I'm like, you could have just not. No one was looking for your opinion. Why did you do it?
That's what I said. That's what I said. It's like, say it at your Super Bowl party. You'll have one person that frowns at you and says, that sucked what you said. But why the hell? The impulse to immediately unleash your feelings and like that, was awful. What was Taylor, not to get it back into this, because I think it's, we can't keep this up for much longer, but was Taylor Armstrong's thing like the meme of her and the cat? And she goes, when you're forced to listen to Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl or something?
It was kind of weird. It was the Gladiator, Are You Not Entertained? But with the cat, her cat meme face on it. And then like her saying that this sucked and that it was hugely disappointing that it was in Spanish.
Did she create it? Or was it a repost?
Maybe she must have somebody. I think maybe she had somebody from her team in the room whip it up for her really quick. And then she complained about like him not being American. And then she inappropriately, she said something about Cuba or like him being Cuban, and everyone was like, fuck you, bitch.
Okay.
He's Puerto Rican. And yeah, she was just like wrong, and so then she had to like apologize for like not knowing shit about American territories, and no, I was just like, you fucked it up on every level. And now I also noticed that Bethany's comments are destroyed.
Really?
People are pissed and commenting no matter what she's talking about. They're like, now they're not only saying that she sucks about her Bad Bunny comments, but they're saying that she's not saying anything about the Epstein files. And
I thought she was. I thought she was. I thought she was talking
just
about how
like-
Carol Radswell was. She goes. It's very interesting how many times Carol and Ghislaine were hanging out or whatever. I thought she was fully in that.
she did a little tease, but she, her comments are ruined right now. But then she'll, she's selectively liking the ones that are positive. And then I saw one that someone said, "Why is everyone mad at you?" And she replied, "Are they? Who has the time?"
Wow. Oh my God. Unbothered. She needs to go back to Target and give makeup to cashier or whatever she did
Her
last
like
time.
rotten old samples.
Get the conversation another way. Did you see that it was like in the Epstein? Was this Bethany when she was like, "I've been combing through the Epstein files with a magnifying glass, and it was revealed that Carol Radswell had a ghostwriter for her book or something"? Like, wasn't it? Was it like revealed? Not that this is funny, but wasn't it like Ghislaine's like, "I'll hook." Oh yeah.
Yes, Tracy Morrissey, who
right.
she's like a Jezebel, old school Jezebel writer. I think she has a podcast too, and I follow her on Instagram, and she loves to do detective work. And she found, I don't know if like she found it from a different creator or if she found it herself, but yeah, if you dig in the emails regarding Carol, Ghislaine, there's I should have brought this up as actual news, but there's a writer who like has written other books and is like very respected in their own right. And Ghislaine heavily implies that she had a huge hand in writing Carol's book. And I was like, that's a bigger bombshell than I think it's getting undersold.
Yeah, no, it's I think that you and I we don't get to talk about RHONY at great lengths because it's only sporadically, as we do maybe on Patreon or whatever. But I do think that I had such a deference for Carol during the initial run of RHONY,
Yeah.
and I thought Aviva was like basically a monster while I was watching it, like the archetypal villain. So I always was on Carol's side. But I do think that now with enough time has passed, I do think that it could be that there are credible allegations that there was a ghostwriter here, and she was, if anything, protesting a little too much in the actual season.
Right, because remember a few months ago or sometime last year, Luann was on Jeff Lewis, and she was like, "Carol lies," and she was sort of being coy about it, but she said, "I'll just say that Aviva was right.
Yeah.
She had the wrong writer, but the message of what she was saying was right." And I don't blame us. I mean, Carol was the class act of the show.
Yeah.
Aviva stooped to some of the lowest entertainment lows. I mean, as iconic as it is, but you were like, she'll do anything. So I can't believe a word she says. Carol, you're like the proof's in the pudding. She's like a classy lady.
Yeah,
So I know why we believed her, but it is interesting.
Carol, it's time to come clean right now. This is the
Ask
time.
Pam Bondi about that.
Yeah. Did you have a ghostwriter, Carol? Like, we got to get to the bottom of it because she really denied the shit out of it. It blew her mind. I remember that season. She was spiraling after that. She was like, it was like the worst thing she could ever learn about herself. But if she did, like, oh my God, that would be huge for us. Did you see? News-wise, I was kind of like, it was all that great stuff that we already talked about, but I didn't really see much more than that. Did you see anything that was sort of bubbling up for you?
I told you, my feed is completely Bad Bunny reactions still. I just got a video of a guy that said he watched so much Bad Bunny that now his algorithm is completely in Spanish, which I am at risk as well. So it was pretty much celebrating Bad Bunny, ripping on Jill for not liking Bad Bunny, and then Dorinda stepping in after Jill got fired, and that's it. It's like, that's what we're talking about still all these days later.
Wow. All right. Well, okay. All right. Then I think that it's up to Turtle Time to decide when to not just make up a bunch of news for no reason and just move on to the first thing we want to talk about, which I think is Southern Charm, right?
Yes.
This Cabin Fever
Cabin
episode.
Fever.
Yeah. I thought this was a wonderful episode of Southern Charm. Did you have fun?
Fun. Yes,
fun.
it's always good when they're just partying in isolation. Like, what more do you want?
Yeah, I thought it was fun as hell, and I was like, "Oh, I'm so glad we're at itchy, grass still." Like, I like them in being out of their element and just running around a farm. I did
Yeah.
think it was really sort of haphazardly edited towards the end. I don't know if you noticed that at all, but like all of a sudden, like Sally was talking to Vanita, and then Vanita walks away, and then it was like back in Charleston 3 days later, and I was like,
Chauncey's funeral. I was
Chauncey's
like, huh?
yeah, I was like, I thought that I don't even want to say this, but I thought that like we were maybe going to get a new cut or something because it was very
Uh-huh.
jarring. Like I would be like, bye Whitner's
No, I
parents.
thought
Like,
that too, and then I realized I was watching it on DirecTV, and I was
oh,
like, oh, that's not a thing.
yeah, kind of. We'll get to it when we get there, but I was kind of like, what the hell's going on? I mean, I love Chauncey's funeral and I love seeing Madison. Obviously,
Yeah.
I think they needed to wedge in those events. They were like too compelling not to include, so it kind of cut off the itchy
Yeah.
grass ending, but it was still
Yeah.
slightly jarring for me.
I was thinking that Chauncey's memorial was giving secrets revealed, but Miss Pat holds too much esteem that they had to put it in. I also wanted to shout out that, we talked shit about the name of Itchy Grass Farm last week and how it's
You didn't
terrible.
talk shit.
Okay, you talk shit, but we covered
Right.
the name. And one of our Patreons said that they had a vacation house or something called like Scorpion Sting Island or something because they got stung. And I was like, that's even worse.
Yeah, I mean, it's the exact same thing as it's the exact same thing as
Sting?
yeah. Well, I think it was wasp sting. Yeah, it's like I mean, I feel
There's
the
a
same.
pattern.
I feel the same way about that too. Because it would be permanently associated with something bad that happened to you. But I guess I kind of. I have to rethink that. I was just so pissed off that day about, itchy grass and the idea of it. But people can name anything, anything they want, obviously. Who the hell am I to say?
I mean, I guess it'd be the difference between calling it like Bee Sting Ranch versus like Honeybee Ranch.
Yeah.
It's like which brings more joy.
Yeah, I'm for some reason I'm like, does this name bring you joy? And if I'm going to Wasp Sting Island, I'm kind of like, oh God, okay.
You're like, oh, I'll avoid that.
Yeah. So we pick up right back at Itchy Grass, and Whitner is kind of having fun with his parents. There's Big Whit and Big Whit's wife, which is Whitner's mom, and they're kind of like Big Whit like spilled a bunch of water on the floor, and they're all like, "Oh my God, we're gonna slip, Big Whit, what the hell are you doing?" And Whitner goes, "If one of you dies, I'm going to get more inheritance or something, or that'll really help my inheritance." And the dad goes, "You're going to go from 0 to 0." I was like, this is really fun sort of, inheritance talk with your parents.
Yeah. Can I say up front that like I like him less after this?
Oh, thank
True.
God you said it. Oh, let's just talk about it now. I was going to go whenever Sally was like, "You haven't learned all you need to know about Whitner." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, I think I got a little glimpse at it. Whitner was like yelling and screaming. I didn't.
Mother.
Mother, father, you poured water. Mother's going to slip. Pipe
Put
down.
respect on mother's name.
My mother, pipe. This is going to be a little hard for you to just listen, but mother, go now. I was like, oh my God, Whitner, my
Mother
God.
dear.
Mother speaking. This is going to, I was like, oh my God. And he was like, I need to learn to be a little less hot-headed. And I was like, yeah, I think you really do. And they go, you're not hot-headed. And he goes, oh, it's always simmering beneath the surface. I was like, yeah, it really simmered out. I don't mean this to be mean, but I had the exact same enjoyment of seeing Big Whit and his parents as if I was on a fun trip with all of my friends, and the random parents that I've never met before were poking in and looking at me and asking when I'm going to go to bed and making me listen to their shitty speeches and play stupid dinner games. I was like, I respect them. Obviously, they seem cool. I don't know anything about them, but it also was sort of like, I wish that they would have just said like, we're going to get an Airbnb in Whitner. You get to like, you know what I mean? I guess it added for an element of awkwardness, but I just didn't. It wasn't fun to me to have to deal with Big Whit being like, "I'm making a speech. Everyone be quiet." You know what I mean? Like it was just not as fun.
I wanted them to split off at a certain point, and they they ultimately did because they went to bed, but they were quite involved. Although the dinner looked bomb as hell. Like they know how to host. Obviously, it was
Yeah, did you what for you with Whitner? When did you start to? Was it the same thing of him screaming at the dinner table and almost breaking a glass?
Yeah, just like the way he is around his parents is a little like off-putting, and like, because they seem cool, but because compare it to, say, Austin and his parents, where it seems actually chill, where I'm like, Itchy Grass
Yeah.
looks great, but I would way rather party with Austin's parents if I was like with
Oh, yeah.
Austin. It seems like you could like really actually relax, whereas Whitner is like, be on your best behavior, which I understand not wanting this motley crew.
Mm-hmm.
I understand being stressed out about having 12 delinquents at your parents' house, which is why I think it would have been more chill if they weren't there and they
Yeah.
could just use the property. But he was like, keep it down, like, don't fight in front of my parents, like, keep it on the level, like, mother. I like, it was just like, I was like, I'm stressed.
Yeah, I was too. I just don't like, it's like we were talking about with Kyle, like people who like demand respect, and then when they feel like anyone is infringing upon their respect, they get really angry. Like that's how I felt with like all of them. I'm like, we don't know you for shit. None of you. I don't know Big Wit, and I don't know your mom, and I don't know you, Whitner, at all. And so like this deference because they're rich or established or whatever, it was just like really weird to me, and it really showed Whitner's true colors. I mean, I was like, you're not, we were kind of hinting that Whitner doesn't seem very fun at all,
Right.
earlier, and this was kind of a testament to that. So kind of like agree with
Yeah.
Sally. It's like you don't know the shit that Whitner's doing, screaming at the top of his lungs about his parents all the time.
Right. Yeah. When he was on Watch What Happens, I was a little like, I don't know if I love you completely. And then someone on TikTok posted, like, what is it about Whitner? And then all the comments were like, mother, like,
Oh, really?
waiting for mother. Mother is inside. Like, everyone's on the same page.
Okay. Wow. All right. Okay, Whitner, we got a little big glimpse of you, and it changed our opinion of you a little bit.
Absolute stock in TikTok comments, by the way. Like, I'm like, the results are in. Like,
really?
I completely, okay, I'm just gonna say this quickly. I know TikTok is like cursed, and a lot of people have deleted it in the last month, and like, I should too, whatever. Like, I'll just say it's way better than Twitter. Twitter is like beyond the damned, like, ghoulish swamp land. But TikTok, for me, I love everybody on there. Whenever I open the comments, I'm like, these are my people. I'm laughing. Like, whenever I watch if someone downloads a TikTok and then puts it on Instagram and I watch it, I'm like, I can't open the comments. Where are the comments? Like, it's so one and the same. Like, I have the comments open immediately.
Right.
It's like part of it.
Like the ecosystem of TikTok. Oh, yeah,
I love it there.
I guess I get what you're saying, but I'm kind of like, I guess I'm like, wait, but when like we were defending people that were getting absolutely creamed online, I didn't agree with anyone. Like I see the worst comments of my life everywhere about Carl, like like all the times when we're off base from the mainstream opinion, and then we're ultimately justified in how we felt. Like the comments were horrible and insufferable.
I would say, like, I guess it's just my algorithm. Like, it's never completely Bravo pilled. Like, there's like sprinklings, but that's not I'd say cats are predominant, like the number one thing. Now it's Bad Bunny. But so like, since it's just a sprinkling of Bravo, it's like never like super nitty gritty nasty accounts. But generally speaking, I love my TikTok family in the comments. They make me laugh.
Okay. All right. And they are agreeing that Whitner revealed himself a little bit at this Itchy Grass Farm setting. Okay, so they're kind of really, if I remember correctly, they're getting this dinner ready, and it's a big, I mean, what a huge task. Like it made
so
it
many
real.
people.
Yeah, it made it real, which I'm kind of glad it wasn't just like catering or whatever where nobody had to do any work, but it was probably so stressful. Like Whitner was probably like, oh my God, this is insane. My parents are working their asses off. Everybody comes down. Right? Everybody comes down. They're like, dinner is ready. And then Austin I guess Shep wants to talk at some point with Austin. But Austin has declared he's coming in with Rod, and he has declared that he's not going to tell Shep and Craig that he has broken up with Audrey for the entire weekend. It's like, even when he's asked directly, he will not tell them, even though everyone except them knows. I wanted to ask you, what did you think about that decision? Like, what is Austin doing?
I was fine with it until, it was a literal direct question. It's like, just fucking tell him. Everybody else already knows anyways, although maybe he doesn't know that everybody knows. But yeah, I felt like he was holding it over Shep's head ultimately, where he's like, I guess you're just not someone I can trust, so I'm not going to tell you, which felt a little petty.
I was like,
but I get why he didn't want it to become the topic of the weekend originally.
Yeah, I was wondering if he was like, he kept saying like, I've talked about it. I talked about it with people who matter. I've talked about it in all circles except this circle. I was like, are you like granting like the scene to someone else because you think that your friends, former friends, like also want that same conversation with you? It's like a fourth wall break or some sort of like strategy to deny them the scene of that. But then ultimately his rationale is that he thinks that they would run with it and tell everyone, but it's like everyone already knows. So
Right.
it really at a certain point it just felt very petty to get them back for spreading that rumor about him possibly kissing two people in New York City, which is what he ultimately says to Shep.
Yeah. Shep is like, I thought we moved on from that, but we'll get to that. Also, when they're all hanging out inside before dinner, Craig is sitting there with a glass of red wine. Bacchus comes up and is like, pet me, bitch, and like nudges his hand, and the wine goes up in the air and goes on to Molly. And I'm like, okay, first of all, Craig is not allowed to drink red wine on couches. Like, first of all, that's not okay. He cannot be trusted. And then he calls Bacchus Ruckus.
Yeah, but
he called Audrey Aubrey.
Yeah.
He called Bacchus Ruckus.
Yeah, Bacchus Ruckus is, I think, quite possibly a little more excusable maybe than Audrey Aubrey, you know.
He doesn't know about Bacchus?
Well, I don't know. You know,
or was he accusing him of causing ruckus?
No. Oh, no. I think he called him Ruckus. He goes down Ruckus. He goes, Ruckus just spilled my wine. I'm just saying, like, if you met a dog once or twice, like, Ruckus is okay for Bacchus.
Unforgettable name, in my opinion. Bacchus. And the wine. Bacchus spilled the wine.
Oh, you're talking. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I keep thinking about the Roman god of partying.
Yeah.
Bacchus. I'm sorry. That puts a completely new perspective on it. Bacchus, the god of wine, was.
He's like, give me wine.
Oh my! I didn't even think of that. Oh my God, the spirit of Bacchus was quite possibly alive.
He's like, it's time for Bacchanal.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's almost. It's like, yeah. Once that Bacchus saw that red wine, he tipped up his head so that Craig could possibly pour it down his gullet. But you started this by saying Craig shouldn't have red wine, but I felt like I thought at first that Craig just went whoa, you know, like, and spilled it on accident. But this is excusable, red wine spilling. If Bacchus goes under your head saying, "Please give me, what's it called? Give me a sacrifice of wine to honor me." I felt like there's nothing he could do.
No, it wasn't his fault, but I'm like, thank God that I scarcely drink red wine. I'll have it when I'm out, like a nice chilled something. But if I drink red wine at home, I'd be fucked. Like, not that I'm spilling my white wine, but like, it's such a dangerous liquid.
Oh,
You're really fucked when it spills.
You don't drink red wine at home? Red wine at home?
I mean, first of all, I scarcely drink wine at home unless I have people over, because I save my alcohol for the real deal when I'm out and about. But when I do drink at home, it's my Kirkland Pinot Grigio. But sometimes people, if they bring over wine, maybe a red wine is to be had. But I'm kind of nervous the whole time. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I drink red wine at home. And I do, like you said, I spill it all over myself and the couch and the table. And it's kind of.
Do you have a way to get it out?
Yeah, I'm a huge Power Dawn, dish, Ultra Dawn. I think it's called
the
Ultra
like
Dawn.
foam spray.
Yeah, one of my second days or third days on set as an intern on the Eric Andre show, I spilled like salsa all over my shirt or something, like down the front of my shirt. I was like trying to eat salsa and I spilled it. And one of the wardrobe people said, I go, how do you get stains out? And they said, just Dawn Platinum, pour a little bit on it, rub it in, and then wash your call's after. And that's what we use in the industry for stains. And I was like, so I started doing that all the time.
Hell yeah. There's this brand, not an ad, called Carbona. And they're like these little stain removers, and they have a different one for every type of stain. And I used it for like oil because sometimes it's hard to get out. But then I was at the hardware store the other day and they had one called blood, dairy, and ice cream.
Really, those three together are a combo. Those three
Yeah,
have the
like
same active ingredients.
there's ink, marker, and crayon. There's fat and cooking oil, and then blood, dairy, and ice cream. And I'm like, isn't ice cream dairy? Like, why did you have to say ice cream and dairy? And then it's weird that it's also blood.
That's true. I never would have thought the components of blood and ice cream are similar. That's great. Does that work, Carbona?
The one that I've used does.
Wow.
I've never tried blood, dairy, and ice cream, frankly, TMI, but I had a blood thing and I was like, fuck, I should have bought that.
Really? Oh my God. Yeah. I'm still working, I'm evolving on stains. Oil will
Ever
ruin.
evolving.
I'm ever evolving in my stain treatments, and I would love to hear Turtle Time listeners, but sometimes oil, even my Dawn Platinum, can't get out if I spill like a bowl of spaghetti and olive oil like all over my pants at a restaurant. Like whenever I go to Olive Garden, I'm like, fuck. I'm
Oh my
like, I'll
gosh.
spill a full thing on my pants.
Imagine like a tomato-based cream sauce. Then where do you go? It's like there's so much going on.
Oh, you'd be using blood. You'd be using the blood ice. Did you say cream? Yeah, you'd be using the blood cream and you'd have to put the oil carbone on it too. So
Yeah,
that's crazy.
combined. I am, speaking of TikTok, there's this one account that's this dry cleaner. I think they're called Yale Cleaning, and they do the most incredible shit you've ever seen in your life. The ones I watch are mostly restoring wedding dresses that are all fucked up and old.
Yeah.
But I've seen them get out the craziest stains you've ever seen in your life.
Really?
Miracles can really happen.
Oh my God. One of the best stain cleaning experiences I ever had in my life was I went to this all-you-can-eat spaghetti competition in one of my most favorite American Apparel jackets. Like,
Was I there?
No, you weren't there. This is before. Oh,
because I've been to a different spaghetti eating competition.
But I've talked to you about this, but I was like, why did I wear my favorite little jacket from American Apparel that's no longer with us to this spaghetti, all-you-can-eat red sauce spaghetti competition? And then so there was 100 stains on it, but I just put it in OxyClean and water for like 3 days and washed it, and every single stain came out. I was like, oh my God, OxyClean. You ever try that?
There's no better feeling than being like, miracles do exist.
Yeah, I bet they were, speaking to bring it back, I bet that Big Whit had to be like, there was probably a little spot of red wine on his couch. I bet he had to go get his whatever stain practices they have to keep. But Molly, it kind of ruins Molly's minute. She has to go up and, treat it. It's like, you spilled red wine on me from Bacchus.
When she comes back down, Molly's like, crisis averted. And Molly goes, did I just say Molly twice? Sally says crisis averted. And Molly goes,
oh,
not really.
Oh, I was just going to say, like, what was Sally's stain treatment? But then it sounds like it wasn't that effective. Oh, did we talk about this? Okay, so then Shep this was kind of weird. I was just like, Shep seems so, like, purposefully trying to, like, set up the stage for a scene. I'm like, you've been doing this for 10 years. This is a little sloppy. He's like, I am going to sit down with Austin pretty soon and talk to him about one of the cruxes of the things that he's dealing with. So how should I go about it? And then Madison and Rod are looking at him like, they know that the truth is that Shep does not need to have this intervention with Austin about his indecisiveness because he's already broken up with Audrey. But then I'm like, I blame Austin because I'm like, why does it need to be withheld from them this entire time? But then they're kind of like looking at Shep and going, just ask questions. Don't give your takes. Don't talk about indecisiveness. Just ask him where he's at in his relationship, trying to give him clues of how to handle this. And Shep's kind of like, he doesn't know what the hell. He's wearing that hat and he's like, he's out of it. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing on the show right now.
Yeah. It's kind of like we were saying, everyone keeps worrying about what Craig is up to, and now they switched and they're like, let's worry about what Austin is up to. But yeah, he doesn't stop the conversation. For some reason, Shep really wants to make this a thing, and we have to watch it for the entire episode until he knows the truth. And then we also get a little moment with where Craig tells Charlie, like, basically, or Austin, sorry. Yeah. Austin tells Charlie, what Craig said wasn't that bad. Like, don't worry about it, which I was like, oh, well, that's at least nice.
Yeah, it's really getting that Sally rumor that she spread is really getting tamped down. Everyone kind of knows the truth. Only Sally is standing firm on this thing that she didn't hear said to her directly by Craig. She's the only one who still believes that Craig actually had ill intent when he said, "I'm going to break Charlie's heart. Wait till she gets a load of me. I am, what did she even think he said? I'm going to break her heart in pieces." Like it's so ridiculous. Anyway, and then that leads Craig to meet Sally in the hall, and he goes, "Are we good?" And Sally's like, "Are we good? I don't know." Like, and Craig goes, "Next time you start a rumor about me that's horrible, can you just ask me first? Because I'll tell you the truth." He's like, "Does that sound like me, the person that you know, that I'm going around saying, 'Oh my God, I am definitely breaking a heart tonight with Charlie'?" And
Right.
Sally has to convince herself that she views Craig unfavorably, even though 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, she admitted to him that she had a crush for him and was developing feelings. And only until he said, "I don't want to have a relationship with you," has she completely altered her view of Craig to think that he's a maniacal, manipulative monster. She goes, "Gaslighter in chief." And I was like, "What are you even talking about? Like, he just told you to your face and you accepted it that he
Mhm.
probably didn't say it with that spin on it." And then she's like, "This guy is the biggest manipulator I've ever seen in my life. Gaslighter. This guy is always lighting the room up with gas when he enters the room." I was like, "Can you just give up? It's not working." Even Austin is defending Craig, who he hates, to Charlie about this
Speaking
thing.
of online results, Queens of Bravo poll, do you think Craig is a gaslighter? 92% yes.
Oh man, I thought we burned Gaslighter, no pun intended. I thought we turned the gas off on Gaslighter 2 years ago. I cannot believe we're still talking about
It's like a
gaslighters.
hot girl summer on Beverly Hills. They're like, are we still saying that? But
Gaslighter. I mean,
yeah,
she doesn't even.
this
She
is
doesn't even.
even testing my limits of Craig, because I'm just like, huh? Like, it's just there's not that much juice there. I'm like, we got to move on. This is not that interesting.
I'm like, I just have to be like so honest. It's like I'm like, why did I have that lapse in like being mad at Craig after the Page stuff? Like, I don't even feel that way at all. Like, I'm like, this is Craig's show, and everybody move out of the way. I mean,
Babadoo.
seriously, dinner's ready.
Yes.
Sally goes. The big wit goes, "Dinner's ready," and Sally goes, "If there's anyone I'm listening to, it's that guy in the shirt." It's Whitner's dad.
He's wearing a weird, like, not even tiki shirt. I don't know what you call that. Like, it's interesting.
It was kind of like that. It kind of like that. It looked like "I Think You Should Leave," like one of those Precious shirts. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh my God.
It had.
I just mentioned that because I saw, Al Borland from from Home Improvement.
Yes, not that he's not the one who peeks over the fence to see what Tim
No,
Allen is getting into. He's
the
the one who's the co-host.
co-host.
Oh yeah.
That account called Night Openings that posts people at old premieres posted a photo of him at every single Austin Powers premiere, all 3.
Oh. Oh my God. Oh, everybody go to YouTube. You gotta get a look at Al Borland's shirt that he wore. It has like barbed wire on it, right? Or
No, it's pineapples.
oh, I'm sorry.
And then they had Alan Thicke at the Osmosis Jones premiere wearing the same shirt. And I was like, did they get it at the Chair Company Men's Outfitters?
Of course, it looks cool, and Big Wit is wearing something really similar. Do you remember? This is so old, but do you remember when Microsoft, when it would the screensaver that would come up or whatever, and it would start building a bunch of pipes?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about? That's kind of what Big Wit. I think that's what his shirt is kind of alluding to. Then there's no assigned seating at the table. Whitner's like, "I can't deal with that. Like, this is too much."
Fair enough.
Yeah, of course. Sally wants Austin to sit near her, and this kind of starts the run of Sally being sort of the most outspoken person about wanting to flirt or, start a relationship with someone. From here on in, every single comment that comes from anyone is diverted into being some sort of suggestion that she wants to sleep with Austin or make out with him or grab his penis when he goes pee.
His hog. Yeah, he goes, I gotta go pee. And she goes, do you need help? And he's like, down dog. And she goes, want Austin's fucking dick. And everyone's like, dear God.
Yeah, I mean, she really wants, you have to say it. I mean, at this point, she's willing to go into the bathroom with him because she wants his dick so bad. We talked about this at the table a little bit, but they go ding, ding, ding. And Mother says, you're probably wondering why we invited you here together. And then everybody's like, aha, timeshare, whatever. And then they keep laughing. And then Whitner's like, shut up. This is going to be a little difficult, but let Mom speak. Mom speaks for us. Go ahead, Mom. And I was just like, oh my God. Okay. Like, could you imagine
forced games? Yeah.
And a table just having to be in complete silence every time people are speaking. It's just not natural. It especially at a table with like 11 or 12 people. And then they're like, we play a sacred game at our house, sex questions games. And it's all like he goes, Whitner goes,
but they're not sex.
Oh, it's like,
it's just like, what's something in your life you would want to relive again? Like, what is something you could change about yourself? Like, it was pretty open-ended. And I was like, this is like not that fun of a game.
No, it wasn't. He goes, Whitner goes, don't get me started. He goes, anytime I was sitting down to the dinner table, if I ever licked my plate clean and looked up at the bottom of it, it'd have a question taped at the bottom of it. This is something that they did constantly as they were growing up. Questions games, which I'm like, how odd that it completely syncs up with a trope of Bravo to be playing games at the table. And then Madison says what I think everyone is thinking. She goes, fuck dinner games. I want to eat ribs and not do anything like this. And the games fizzle out like crazy. At one point, again, the mom starts to talk like, I love this game. Let me talk for 5 minutes. And Dad goes, shut up over there. Be quiet. Because it's Madison and Shep laughing for a second. I was like, oh my God, the deference that everybody has to pay you at this table is so weird to me. And Whitner goes, damn right, Mama, shut him up.
It's enough. Yeah, I'm like, all right, go marry your mom then. I can't deal with this. And then Charlie, I think it's like when Austin goes to the bathroom, Charlie says to Craig, she's like, he's going through a lot right now. He's going through a breakup. And Craig's like, what? It's like the record scratch goes to commercial break. And she's like, everybody knows. And he's like, I don't know. Shep doesn't know. And he's like, he's like, let's stop talking about it. I don't want him to think I'm talking shit. And he's like, he'll come to me when he's ready. And I was like, yeah, that's nice.
I thought it was revealed.
That's all you need to say.
I thought it was revealed in a cool way. I felt like I was almost glad that Austin had deprived Craig of this firsthand knowledge because it seemed like it happened organically. Craig's reaction seemed real. And Charlie just finally was like, everyone knows. Before Austin goes up to take a huge piss, he goes, New Zealand, he goes, I got up on the bar and was getting fully naked up there for an hour. And Sally was like, I would have loved to see that. Austin naked on the top of a New Zealand bar. And then he goes, okay, I'm done with that story. I got to go piss. And that's when Sally says, I can't wait to see that dick or whatever she says.
Yes, he alludes to his travel life in living in a hostel in New Zealand, which I don't know if we've heard about before. Then they all load in. Papa Whit is going to bed. They're helping clean up. Vanita sneaks Bacchus some steak, and Shep is like, hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm an animal lover too. Which I was like, don't give Bacchus too much steak. He loves a party.
I know, yeah. I was worried about Bacchus eating a big steak like that. They don't have to do the dishes, which I was thankful for, but they do have to organize them. Forks with forks, plates with plates.
You like doing dishes, but like after a dinner party, I'm like, that's going to take like 4 hours.
Oh, no. I don't like doing it after this. Oh, no. Because Big Whit and Big Whit Mom went to bed or whatever, and this was their contribution. Was organizing the dishes, but no, that would be
after Thanksgiving or something. I'm like, can we just like burn the house down? Like, I can't do this.
I say it. But you're right. I do love doing dishes. Like, I was almost like, would I mind like just sitting in the kitchen and doing that for an hour while all my friends were partying?
Use the Dawn spray.
Oh, I'd go absolutely nuts. And then there's some cute moments. I'm the only person that likes Craig and Charlie, but also I'll just say it. I was blushing. Craig, it's just, for me, it's so cute to see real love. I like a real budding romance. Like I'm really, I like on these shows, we are never getting like the real version of what I think this is. Like Craig is smiling ear to ear. Charlie is looking up at him, and they're like, and he's like, "You want to wear?" She's like, "I don't have it. This is I can't wear this. This is what I wear when I don't care how I look." And he goes, "Do you want to wear my sweatpants and a shirt or whatever?" But like you can tell that they're just like naturally bonding. In my I don't know. I guess I'm just like a complete sucker for these two. And
I
then
think so.
yeah, and then so you still don't find anything about them cute.
When they were on the canoe, I was like, they're scrapping together like every second of trying to make this look like the greatest love story ever told. And I was like, I didn't think there was that much there. Like, because she's like, I feel like I'm in the Notebook. And I'm like, yeah, it looks like the Notebook, like south of boat. It's pretty, but I didn't think anything that happened in that moment was particularly interesting.
Do you think that they have chemistry?
I think that the show is like pushing it harder than it's worth to me.
All right. I don't know.
I'm not like blown away. It's not like West and Sierra or something where I'm like bursting at the seams at how great it is.
Well, that's a good counterpoint. I mean, that was obviously there was
like that's like undeniable. Like you're like, holy shit, these two, you know?
Yes. This is a little more understated, quite possibly, but I was grinning ear to ear like Craig. Austin is walking around, and Rod says he's dressed like Brandi Carlile. I kind of like that. Rod was being funny. Rod also was funny in the Shep thing when Shep was like, "I have to give my advice," and he goes, "You do? You?" I was like, "Oh my god, Rod is making me laugh."
I know. I feel like he's shown his value here, because as we know, he's actually very close friends with everyone in real life. Like they actually hang out with him, and like at one point when he's in the kitchen, Madison goes, "Move, bitch," and like they just talk to him in a way where I'm like, oh, you guys are like real friends. And when he gets to snark here on this trip, I was like, oh, okay, I get it.
And I think Austin actually values him as a friend more than he does Shep and Craig. I mean, especially in this era now. I think that they're like closer friends at this point. Also, Rod, we have to thank him. The mystery of Smee was revealed by Rod 3 days ago.
That should have been top of the heap for the news.
He goes, it stands for South.
South. Forgot.
Do you remember South?
It was. He didn't say. He said it was like a district or like a neighborhood in Charleston, right?
Yeah. It was like, I was like, oh my god, that makes so much sense. But how come when we were searching, it doesn't matter. But thank you, Rod. That was really sweet. It was like we had a major mystery on our hands, and he dispelled it with one comment. I was very happy about that. Okay, then
I just looked up Snee Charleston, and the first thing that came up was Snee Farm Country Club.
Yeah. So and he said it's a district. Like it was like south. No. I'm just like at like cities. Okay. When I was looking at the San Francisco map, there was like slab, south, lower, under bridge, slub. And I was like, oh, like everyone has like districts that they can use acronyms for, like slub in San Francisco.
Snee Farm Plantation. I don't know. I don't want to look into this.
Well, he said it was a full district. It's not just one Snee artifact. He said this represents a Snee district. If I remember Rod's comment, which I wish I could look it up, it was a full, like, do you know what I think you remember in San Francisco? Yeah, it was like lower, like,
He said it's a neighborhood in the Charleston metro.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's like south, lower, like, do you remember in New York City, they have these names for their like lower east side. They call it they call it
in
LES.
Paris, I don't want. Why am I going to try and say arrondissement?
Yeah. Or
the 13th, the 8th. Whatever.
They're like, that's the 13th arrondissement or whatever. And I'm like, oh, yeah. It's like, if you don't know, if you're not local, those words get thrown around every single day. When you're in Manhattan, can you imagine the things that people are saying about neighborhoods?
Lower Snee.
Yeah, Lower Snee.
I'm in Upper West Snee.
Yeah, I was like, do we have acronyms? We say, in Los Angeles, we kind of say our full, beautiful city names. I'm going to Eagle Rock. I'm going to Highland Park.
East Side, West Side, Northeast. People get pissed about when people say East Side, like what's considered proper to call that, you know.
Yeah, but that's not. Yeah, I guess. But
South
that's
Bay, the Valley.
Okay, right. Yeah, you're okay. Yeah, you're right. But okay, yeah, you're right. I just don't know any acronyms in LA. You know what I mean? Like,
right. No sneeze.
We don't have any sneeze, and so that's why I was taken aback. But I can't tell you how much getting the answer from Rod made it clear what the answer was.
Once and for all.
Shep and,
Okay.
Shep and Austin have this talk where Shep is kind of thinks that this is his mission to like get a big scene with Austin about his breakup with Audrey. Little does he know.
Oh.
So, goddamn. It's like now that Craig entered Aubrey into the equation, I'm like, no, it's definitely Audrey.
Ruckus.
Yeah. And he goes, I'm not having this conversation with you, dude. I'm not indecisive. I got cats. I got a tattoo. And I've had this conversation all over town, just not with you. And
Right.
Shep's like, there's people that are getting access to an elevated view of your mind, and I'm not one of them. I was like, what a way to say that.
Heartbreaking.
And he goes, yes. He goes, that's true. In fact, that's exactly true. Other people have an elevated vantage point into my view, into my mind. And Shep is disheartened. And then Austin goes, guess what? You broke my goddamn heart, Fredo, when you told that shitty New York City rumor that we had to deal with for 1 hour 5 episodes ago. That really broke his heart that Shep told Craig about it, and they were bonding about it. He's like, I think what's really going on is that Austin hates Craig, and he doesn't know how loyal Shep is to Craig, and he doesn't want them to have their own private twosome where they talk shit about him. He's like, I am stopping all information flow for you two if it's against me. And he wants Shep to reestablish trust and get on his side. And then I'm like, oh, damn, Austin won, because in current day, they're like, we're kicking Craig to the curb. Look at us. We're going to a prom together or whatever. You know, like they're on like a trip together.
Wedding
like,
dates. Yeah.
So I feel like Shep must have like reasserted his loyalty to Austin. And this is what Austin was trying to stop at a certain point.
Yeah. I think I am stuck on I respect Austin's right to be butthurt about getting ignored for Paige for 3 years. Like I just like totally get that. I hate that thing of like when people have like their something good in their life going and they like act like they don't need their friends anymore. When I'm like, when you come crawling back and we've all been partying and doing fun stuff the whole time, we'll see if we let you back in.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just like get that. So, and that Craig acted like it was so outrageous to think that way, or like that, like you're punishing me for being in my paradise backyard. Like I get that. So
yeah, but you would let that friend back in. Like you get to be gleeful and you get to smoke a cigarette and blow smoke in their face when they come crawling back, but you still take them in, right?
Well.
Yeah, I mean, but you take them in. Like I've been that person. I went head over heels in love and blew it with all my friends, but they welcomed me back. They go, you sucked. You know what I mean? Like you like that was horrible what you did. Like look at you now. You're pure shit. You're crying about your girlfriend. Like you're awful. But they invite me back. Like my deference doesn't go to the grudge holders. Like I think that I think that there's just jealousy, deep jealousy between Craig and Austin.
They have deeper issues. Like it's always going back and forth between them, which is fun to watch to a point. But so he's like, Shep, we'll see when I tell you what I tell you. And Shep is like, and they're also wasted, by the way, like red-faced. They get even more drunk after this. And there's some party footage.
Tons.
Yeah, they look like they were ripping it up till the wee hours, like really drinking for reals. And then we get to the morning. Craig wakes up in his tent, and Austin is like, fucking kill me, so hungover. And he's just chanting to himself, seize the day. And they have like a baller breakfast. It looks, again, I'm like, damn, like this took real effort. And luckily, pretty quickly after breakfast, you see that Austin has a Modelo, I believe. And I'm like, that's going to fix everything.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah. In that party footage, they have one scene where Sally continued her run of saying stuff sexually to Austin. At one point, she was like, eat my ass, Austin. And he's like, Sally just said, eat her ass. And Sally goes, by the end of the year, he's going to be eating my ass. And I was like, oh my God, like it's getting kind of crazy.
We'll see if that comes true in Mexico.
Yeah. And then back at breakfast, you're right. Craig's honey gets a huge spotlight. Finally, they go, oh, what do they say? They go, who wants Craig's honey? And Austin goes, fuck. He goes, I don't want to like this honey. I really don't want to like this honey at all, but I love this honey. And he looks like he's basically pulling a full-blown Winnie the Pooh. He's got his full fist in the honey, getting as much as he can and pouring it all over his pancakes or whatever. And yeah, he loves it. So even he has to admit it's good.
Yeah, I bet it's good. So then everyone has a different sort of day. Whit takes the girls out on like a tour to see the horses and the land. Shep, Austin, and Rod go fishing. And then Craig and Charlie have their the Notebook canoe moment. And they're like, see how great it is when it's just us two and everyone's not like in our business ruining everything. And then it's like the end. They're just like, they never have anything. They never have said words to each other about anything that I've been like, that's good. They don't say anything when they talk, like at all.
Well, because I think, okay. This is so biased, obviously. You know I'm biased. But like I feel like what they have to talk about is stuff that revolves around the storyline of the show. So whatever they say on that beautiful date, like, look at your eyes, they're as blue as this lagoon. You remind me of Ryan Gosling in The Notebook. This is the cutest date I've ever been on. Instead, they're going to chop the shit out of it to be like, Sally sucks. We need time on our own. Sally is ruining everything. Like, it's just more interesting to what's actually going on than including any sweet, cute moment here. But
sure.
Well, but I can't say that for certain. I'm just like lying about what could possibly be.
I only know what I'm seeing.
Yeah, it's good. I wanted to say this. Maybe this is more to your side of things, but didn't Craig, I was trying to remember this. Didn't Craig also do like a Notebook-esque date with the girlfriend that he had after Naomi before Paige that he kind of broke up with when he started to like Paige? I felt like I should have gone back, but I didn't even know where the hell it would be. But I'm pretty sure like he had the exact same like beautiful canoe date, like in like a lily pad area, just like this, like maybe 4 years ago or something.
Familiar.
Yeah. So
that
it was like
familiar.
So it wasn't even like well, it wasn't quite possibly it wasn't unique, but then we go.
I'm sure he loves The Notebook. He's so romantic.
Yeah.
Okay, then we go. The boys are fishing. Everyone's making fun of Shep for not being able to hook a worm because he's like, what does he say? Like, I do fly fishing and like deep sea fishing. I don't do this like little worm shit. And they're all like, you're a fishing snob. You have your staff do it. And Austin actually does catch a fish, which they just throw back in anyways. And then they parlay that. Rod's like, finally, you caught a fish that you can let go easily. Catch and release, brother. And they're like, Shep's like, release? What are we talking about here? And then he's like, why can't we talk about your relationship? And Austin's like, I don't want to talk about it. I've already talked about it. And he goes, are you single right now? And he's like, yes.
He goes, yes.
We're broken up.
Broken up, yeah. It just got to the point where it kind of, it just didn't seem realistic anymore. Like at a certain point, when somebody asks you this long, and Rod's even hinting at it right next to him in a little spot in a fishing shack, it's like you just give up and say it. It felt to me like very petty, and like he just didn't want. He wanted to punish his friends, and they didn't get a piece of it, and he's gonna feed it to like everyone else except them, which was weird. And I also I was on Shep's side when Shep was like, I thought we squashed it like 4 episodes ago. Like you told me you didn't care, and like it was more about Craig, and then for Austin to get it going again. But whatever. Pool. Last scene is at the pool. Whitner and everybody is. It's Whitner, Molly, Vanita, and Sally, and they're all at the pool. They're having fun, and then we have to talk about how Vanita feels like Sally is putting her in a bunch of like mess, and Sally feels like Vanita is putting her in a bunch of mess, but it's kind of too convoluted to really understand. Yes. You know what I mean? And not very
I don't even know how to talk about it because there's like no I almost made up a new phrase. There's no fish on that grill.
That's pretty cool. I kind of like it. Yeah, there's no fish.
What are we talking about here?
Yeah, there's no fish on that grill. They released the fish back in the water, and they didn't leave a fish on the grill for us to eat. They're like, Vanita is the one who here. Like, I hope this isn't too mean, but I feel like Vanita, when she was like telling Sally the possibly salacious stuff about Molly, she just felt like she was like handling a storyline. Like she was like, this is
Uh-huh.
what we do. Like I'm telling you something. And then like she's kind of being caught in it where it's becoming a bigger deal. And it's kind of like a fourth wall break in a way where it's just like, I'm sorry, I just thought that this is how we like handle information and stuff. And then now she's being kind of busted on it. And then as we've seen before, when Vanita kind of like gets into a place where she doesn't want to talk about things, she immediately walks away, which Sally comments on. She's like, how are we
Mhm.
ever going to get better if Vanita just leaves in every single scene?
Right.
And this is not, I don't think it's wild to say that I think that this is now the third or fourth scene this season that when Vanita was going to have a conversation on camera, she leaves and doesn't
Right.
finish it. She was getting very, very upset when Sally accused her of purposefully pitting Molly and Sally against each other. And then at one point, Whitner is like in the conversation trying to keep it like level headed. And he asks Vanita what she meant by a certain thing. And she goes, shut the fuck up, Whitner. And I was like, oh my God, Vanita was like really pissed, more pissed than I've ever
Right.
seen her at Whitner for like interjecting
know.
for a second.
Yeah. No, it's weird because the topic at hand is not, again, very juicy. I'm like, what are you mad about? You said, I hate Craig. You should watch out for him. And she said, I want to fuck him anyways. Sorry. And you're like, well, do what you're going to do. And now you are mad still about that. And like, we're still talking about that, even though she's like, doesn't fuck with Craig anymore. Like, I'm like, what are we even talking about? But like, they obviously are both actually really emotional about it. So I'm like, am I missing something? Or is she just like, you know, the Molly vagina stuff got brought up and she's like, I'm really sorry to you. Which, yeah, I agree with you that she was just like, I'm doing fun show gossip. And then it turned out bad for her. So I'm like, is she just easily overwhelmed where maybe she doesn't have the reality TV backbone, whereas Sally's like, she'll
God.
cause ruckus all
Oh, yeah.
day long. She's like, put me in, coach. I'll fuck him.
Yeah.
I'll kill him. I don't care. And Vanita's like, oh no, like you're mad at
Yeah.
me. I gotta go.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think that there's just a certain part where that's not the aspect of this show that she wants to engage in, which is fine. But then you can kind of see why Sally's frustrated when she's like, we're just about to have a scene about our true feelings. This is a reality show, and I don't ever get to say my piece, or we never get to resolve it. It just continues on. But then I was
Right.
just like, it ended there, and I was like, okay, well, how much more itchy grass? We got a lot more to cover, like them leaving, saying goodbye, kissing Bacchus on the head. But it was like back in Charleston 3 days later, and it was immediately Chauncey's funeral, and I was just like,
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe how quickly we left the scene. And but I not to say anything about this beautiful funeral for Chauncey. I mean, it was about as
Yeah.
respectful as a funeral for a beloved dog would ever be. Bagpipes,
Yeah.
a placard.
I was I think I really liked Austin's words. I would have skewed it personally if it was my dead dog, like 2 notches less humor, or like
Yeah.
add
Oh, yeah.
some stuff about his like spirit and like love. I was like, you got the jokes in and they were good.
Yeah.
But like we can't have it all be funny.
Yeah, I love Patricia more than anyone in the world. I do think that Austin doesn't know Chauncey as well as them, so getting him
Right.
to be the funeral speaker, it's kind of like Whitney or Patricia, should give the speech about what he
Right.
meant to them, and then Austin could do like what he did, like sort of a little comic relief. But they really wanted to sort of vault this scene by having a major cast member, be
Sure.
a part of it. But yeah, I
They
don't
had
think
the producer hats on.
totally, but I don't think that Austin's speech, unless they cut all of the very, kind of mournful stuff out of it, it was more.
You know who it should have been in a perfect world? Michael.
Oh yeah, of course. Oh, Michael
He would have done it perfectly.
Oh, he would have been so respectful with just a tinge of humor. He would have gotten 2 classic jokes in there, and then it would have been very respectful, of Chauncey's legacy.
One of the clips was Michael serving Chauncey a treat on like silver tongs. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, I can't handle this. Every time
Yeah.
I think about Michael, I freak out.
Yeah, it was sweet. Patricia was, she was just like, I'm not going to be able to get through this. It was too sad. They show all of their beautiful plaques for all the other animals that have passed away, like over the past 15 years, I think.
Yeah.
It was somber, and I love the bagpipe music. It was that classic bagpipe song. I think I remember it from Tommy Boy. Like I think it's the main, one of the
The
major
go-to.
one of the major bagpipe songs that I know. A few people thought it was Randy doing it,
Oh,
the
it did look
butler,
like
but
him.
yeah, a few
I
people said,
thought
where?
that for a second.
Yeah, they're like, when did Randy, who seems sometimes like an inept butler, get all these bagpipe playing skills? But it wasn't. I was able to stop the footage a little bit. It was a completely different bagpipe players.
Right. Okay, so yeah, that was cute. And then we just get the update at the very end through Vanita FaceTiming Madison that Madison is having her baby the next day. Her water broke. Her mom had to drive her. And Brett did end up making it in time, but they just had to tease that. So she will have a baby probably next week on the show.
Oh yeah. I think. Oh my God. Yes, I think so. This was great. It was all iPhone footage and stuff. The mom didn't have her glasses, so she was had to drive at night with no
Scary.
vision. But I guess she must have made it safely. I think. And
Yes.
yeah, it seemed good. It seemed like they had to cut off Itchy Grass exit to make room for two monumental things in the edit. And I'm glad they did. And then next week, whew. Oh my God, there's stuff going on in Southern Charm. They're going on a trip.
Yep.
Molly,
Molly does her show. And then I think Vanita and Craig, tells Vanita to fuck off.
Yeah, he goes, you don't know shit about Austin or me, so go fuck yourself or something. It's like, oh my, and everybody goes, oh my God, Craig, what the hell?
Lord.
So it looks great. I mean, I love Southern Charm this season, and we'll see what the hell happens next. Amy, would you ever think that quite possibly we could take a certified turtle piss break and then come back with our hot takes on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills?
Yeah, let's come right back and talk about vacation and manifestation.
Okay, we're back.
Hello, back to Beverly Hills. She.
She, as Kevin Lee would say. Gosh, you and I, we can't stop thinking about Kevin Lee. I don't even follow him on Instagram.
Me neither, but there is a Ken Todd reference on this episode, so maybe that's why I was thinking about it.
Oh, me too. Oh yeah.
Did you scream?
I was screaming, yeah, but I also felt like Dorit was trying to get
She was
Vanderpump heads. It was to make us scream and squeal, like for Ken. It was like to get the Vanderpump audience on her side by referencing him. It was kind of, good tactical thing. It was like being a gladiator and going and like in the gladiator arena and like playing to the audience, be like, I love the emperor, do you guys? And them all being like,
thumbs
yes,
up or down.
Yeah, exactly like God, I forget his name in Gladiator. Joaquin Phoenix's character, I forget. It was a really good Claudius or something, but it's kind of like you're playing to the audience. It was like, but
Commodus.
Yeah, Commodus. It was like, do you hate Commodus as much as I do? And everybody's like, yeah. So it was that I really felt my favorite part of this episode before we get into it was that the Mauricio Dorit sit down that ultimately happens was so shocking to me on a show that never shocks me anymore because it's kind of bland. Like, it's a very, like, after watching Southern Charm and then watching this, where everything is just like, I have a dinner party. I invite everyone to a dinner party. It doesn't matter if I've ever had a feud with them or if I'm not speaking to them. Everyone goes everywhere, and this is how it happens. And then after Southern Charm, it was like rollicking and weird and crazy, and people are actually fighting. It's like this Beverly Hills seems so tame, but what I felt was so shocking on a low level was that I feel like Dorit was completely had the rug pulled under her by Mauricio when she sat down, which I thought was like very exciting. Other than that, though, I didn't think that the manifestation dinner, which is basically 80% of this episode, it's kind of my problem with Amanda Francis, which you and I have talked about. She's a wonderful villain, and she's providing obviously all of the fodder
Mhm.
for the entire season, but I don't think that she's entertaining as a person at all. She's not.
Mhm.
She's still lacking being an entertaining presence, and so a lot of
Uh-huh.
the stuff she does, apart from being a villain, just falls completely flat. Um,
Right. As they
she's
say,
just
she sort of loses steam when she's not winning.
yeah, totally. So the premise of this episode is that Rachel misses uh, the dunes of Namagansett so bad. She goes, I gotta get back to the dunes. She goes, I was a kid in the dunes. You should have seen me. I was naked, rolling down in hills in the dunes of Namagansett. I've got Hamptons fever, and I got it. I wanted a hot girl summer. And so I need to get out of here. I'm going to invite Dorit and Kyle with me to the
Right.
Hamptons. And I was just like, already, the things that I just take for granted on this show are so, like, it's so odd to me. Like, what is the intention of just taking two random people? She likes Dorit. She doesn't really like Kyle. Why do they just get to go on a special trip with Rachel Zoe out of nowhere? Like,
I feel like she just wanted to go, and then she said her friend had 5 bedrooms, and her friend is in one and her sister's in the other. That leaves 3 more. So she said me, Dorit, who I like, and then 1 more.
oh, okay. I thought it was like total, like a power play of being like, there is a rivalry going on between Kyle and Dorit, so I'm going to take the two people with the most fire right now on
Mm.
a trip with me to see if fireworks,
Like,
will
bring
happen.
plot with me.
Yeah, bring plot with me. But it just seemed, I didn't get that justification. Like, I guess maybe it was as breezy as you just said. And
Yeah.
then everyone else, Amanda's like, I'll take the people that are not going, on that Hamptons trip to have my manifestation dinner so they can get a real peek into the kind of stuff that I do in terms of
Right.
manifestation.
Yeah. I will say the Hampton stuff worked on me in the same way that the shopping stuff worked on me, where I was like, oh my God, Donna Karen's there. Like, I was like, I like how Rachel Zoe is at a level where, to me, observing her lifestyle is inherently interesting.
Mm.
So, like, I loved that Dorit and Kyle were so impressed with her just circle and like where they went and how she operates, and how like Kyle's under her breath going, oh my God, it's Donna Karen. Oh my God, it's Donna Karen. And she's just blown away. And Kyle's like, whatever's happening at that dumbass manifestation dinner can't hold a candle to this. And so I just kind of love that they're still capable of being blown away by something as simple as just going to dinner in the Hamptons, when I'm like, you guys go on like European cast trips every year and you don't give a shit. But this to you is like real insider stuff,
Yeah, yeah. Who am I? I got the thrill of seeing Donna Karen in the Hamptons too. But yeah, I guess I was just, I thought this like episode was kind of lackluster overall, so I couldn't get into it as much. But who cares? It doesn't matter what I think.
I was telling my friend who said she's behind, where I was like, honestly, if you haven't been watching so far, I would say wait a couple more and then watch all of it while you're doing a puzzle or something. Like, it's like easy to watch casually because you're not having to keep up tit for tat, really. You could just soak it in for the most part. But yeah, so we have Hamptons on one side, manifestation dinner on the other. But before she leaves, Dorit has a drink basically with Mo. And yeah, he does not back down on being what she calls PK's strongest soldier.
It was it was so cool. So they sit down at Lady Hawk. Dorit orders her famous drink, lemon juice with squeezed Belvedere in it and no ice cubes. And I was like, is that always the order she uses? But it was it was like lemon juice. And then anyway, Mo's like, and I'll take an Aperol spritz. And then Mo goes, Mo is very like, he's not, like I've already said, he's not very like funny, or but he's very like serious sometimes. And like I think he really, like, I feel like I know Mauricio's personality pretty well after seeing him for a really long time. So I felt like he actually came into the situation with good intentions and really wanted to actually be a mediator. So I was already sort of already against Dorit's painting of this interaction almost instantly, just because if I'm really judging like reliable narrators, I kind of trust Mauricio just inherently more than Dorit. And then so going in, this was kind of just like the most shocking reveals in succession to me, because he's like, I don't want to take a side. I've heard that PK wants to see his kids, and I've heard that you want PK to see your kids. And Dorit says, PK has never once texted me asking to see the kids. And Mauricio goes, I've seen text messages, full text pages of all of the times that he's asked to see the kids. And she goes, those are isolated fragments of text. And he goes, no. Mauricio goes, no. I've seen it all. I've seen pages and pages of text. He scrolled back. I've seen your replies to it, acknowledging that he wanted to see the kids. And I felt like instantly the edit for me can shift to where we have to go back. Like we have to listen from Kyle's perspective and Dorit's perspective. And we're like, we don't know all the facts, but we have to just choose between wanting to take Kyle's side or Dorit's side. And with this, when Mauricio is just emphatically, he's kind of a no-nonsense guy. Like, he doesn't want to just lie his ass off for PK on a television show that he's been on since the very beginning. Like, I just felt like hearing it from his point of view, it was so funny. And then you can tell Dorit gets extremely befuddled in the moment when Mauricio just says, I've seen all of this shit. And he goes, I've seen documents and spreadsheets that he's texted you. I've seen it all. I've seen emails where you were CC'd on it. And he goes, open your phone now. You have these text messages. And then Dorit goes, let me look. I haven't seen anything of this. Let me look. And then I swear, like, they just cut. Like, you don't see her phone. She doesn't have to talk about it in the confessional. They don't ask, were you CC'd on emails with spreadsheets asking for visiting hours and stuff? I felt like she instantly resorts to saying, PK is a drunkard. I want him to have a clear head when he sees the kids. It's almost like, no, enough, Mauricio, of the evidence you're bringing to the table. Here's now the real reason I want to debate. And then she's like, he's manipulative and horrible. And it gets back to the more of the like unclear cut version of things where you just have to take a side based on your loyalty to whichever cast member you have. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. I was waiting for, because, he goes, I've seen spreadsheets about the money proposition. And she goes, well, that's news to me. I've never seen it. And he was like, well, I saw that he sent it to you. And I'm like, the reason why, I believe that there's something in the middle where I think he's communicating more than she's saying, but I also think he's being more difficult than he's leading Mauricio to believe. Like, I think there's probably something in the middle where he's
why
being
do
like
we
a little.
believe that?
I don't think she's completely making it up from nothing. But he's being like a stinker.
Well, can we
divorce.
Can we acknowledge? I guess let's like to take it piece by piece. She said he's never once asked to see the kids in a text, and then Mauricio says, "I've seen text messages where he says that, and you say, okay, this is what needs to happen, or whatever." Like, so I immediately just have to take that. It's like if you either believe Mauricio or you believe Dorit. And I completely believe Mauricio that she just made a sort of like emphatic, hyperbolic statement and didn't expect Mo to push back. And then he has the evidence that he's seen, and he stands firm in it the entire time. Because I don't think that they want to make I think they want this mystery of having us battle it out of who we think we believe during this, and having concrete proof negates mystery and suspense. And so they want to keep it up in the air.
I mean, I don't have a resounding faith in PK being a sterling character, so I'm like, I'll see how it shakes out. But like, I do also wonder when she says she hasn't seen anything. I'm like, how is it even possible that you don't have any information whatsoever about the finances, or like there's no organization around who will have the kids when? And then she talks about how when she goes on this Hamptons trip that they did a emergency mediation to decide like how P would take them while she's gone. And she said that he said in that moment, I want them every other Thursday to Sunday. And she said, done. And then when he came to pick them up, she said he was like way later than discussed or whatever. But I was like, wait, like you immediately just in 1 second agreed on a custody schedule? Like that's like a big deal.
Probably because she got her ass handed to her by Mauricio in that scene and had to fess up that none of what she was saying is true about PK. I mean, here, like, having Kyle and Mauricio saying one thing versus just Dorit, I am going to take Kyle and Mauricio's side of things 100% of the time. I completely trust and believe Kyle over Dorit. And the fact that Kyle is hearing all of this shit firsthand from Mauricio and hates that Dorit keeps saying these slanderous accusations against PK because she doesn't believe them, I believe that side of things. So this to me was just kind of like, we've been living in Dorit's sort of dream world of how she wants to paint PK for the entire run of the season. And then it kind of just got dispelled instantly. And then now you realize what Kyle's been dealing with the entire time, because she hears the other side of things from Mauricio directly. And she knows PK's character way more than us, way more than any viewer. And she knows Dorit's character way more than us. So I just felt like it was very illuminating to kind of get the spotlight on this, like, for me personally, I guess.
I didn't feel like it was that big of a bombshell, because there was no, we didn't see it. We had to just like take Mauricio's word for it. And I'm like, I need to know more details. Like, what exactly did he see? What did she say then? Did she leave him on red? Did she like disagree with what he was proposing? Like, I just want to know more, because I'm like, what's the holdup here? But yeah, she did immediately say like, and by the way, he started drinking again. Mauricio's like, yeah, like, we go to dinner, he'll have a glass of wine or two. Like, he's not going overboard. And then she tried to be like, he didn't quit drinking because of no big thing. And so she wants that to be top of mind for everyone, that he has a drinking problem, because I feel like that is one of her main things she can hold over his head.
So you think that there is a chance that either PK showed fabricated documents or isolated messages that didn't have replies on it, or Mauricio is lying?
I just want to know what it is. Like, I need more information, because I do think that Mauricio is being protective of PK, but I also think that Dorit wants PK to come off like total shit. But I also believe that PK has done shitty stuff. Like, I think he's a shady dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not really factoring that, like trying to factor in this like cloud of shadiness that I have about PK, because I don't even really know the details of that, like his business and Boy George and stuff. I'm just like trying to look at the facts of like what is going on. Like, remember the story where PK was like, I'm going to go to Florida while the kids are there? Like, wasn't there a text message in which she said, I'm going to go to Florida because I want to see my kids?
Right.
Was that not a text that was relayed? Because Dorit said emphatically for the edit, for all to see, that PK has never texted. I'm like, it's horrible to be on the side of PK, like for me to be talking about this. It's like, but I'm just trying to just keep facts in mind about how I view Mauricio and his character, about how I view Kyle and her character.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I feel like she turned it into like, when he said, I want to go to Florida, then if they're going to be away from you, then I'm going to go where they are. And Kyle was like, isn't that good? Like, isn't that great? He'll just go. And then if he meets up with them, he meets up with them. And if he doesn't, then it's the same as before. And she's like, you're not getting it. Like, he's not allowing them to visit their grandparents. Like, she just hates him. So it's hard to know we're receiving information from a person that hates his guts. So it's like, I don't know exactly what's going on.
Okay. Yeah. For me, this was just impactful. Just because I guess we don't need a surrogate for PK, but it was just, I think that it's going to play into the season that Dorit is, the way she's operating right now, is going to lose her a lot of friends. And it seems clear from the scenes coming up that she does things that people are going to find, I don't know, abhorrent. And Kyle is already kind of on that trajectory. Like, the reason why Kyle just can't keep her mouth shut is because she can't stand the way Dorit is talking about situations that she has firsthand knowledge about on camera. Yeah. So it's, I don't know.
No, it does look like Dorit loses her stronghold by the end. I do think there's something to like, she wants what Rachel has, which is like true righteous indignation. Like, Roger had a midlife crisis, cheated on her, and they broke up, and she's like, fuck him, like, hot girl summer, I run an empire. Like, no one's even questioning. No one's like, what does Roger have to say? Like, he's not on this show, so it doesn't matter. So like she gets to like run free and clear with this like girl power narrative, and I feel like Dorit keeps getting stalled because people are like, wait, but what does PK have to say? And she's like, who fucking cares? I'm trying to rebuild my life.
Yeah, a little bit.
You know
of
what I mean?
Yeah, a little bit of that. I mean, I guess no matter what you think, that sit down did not go well for Dorit, and even she admits, she said that was a complete waste of time. She thinks that Mauricio is a lying soldier or whatever the hell she says.
That's always how divorce is. Like the fact that I don't know most, but like the fact that people need mediation to do the most like simple shit just shows how toxic a divorce is, where you need someone there to just be like, can we drop off the kids at 3 and we pick them up at 5 on Sunday? Is that okay? Like, it's so bad that you can't even make the most small choice because you disagree about fucking everything. So it's not surprising to me that she interprets his every word as like evil, even if he's like, all I said was, can I go to Florida? And she's like, she sees it a totally different way, you know?
I guess so. I also I don't put it past Dorit that she's just using this all as a storyline because she's very calculated and she doesn't care if she drags PK's name through the fucking muck if it makes her a more powerful person on this show. And that's what Kyle is like, hey, Dorit, this is your fucking real life. Like, this seems bad. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
Like, I just, I don't know. I just don't put it past Dorit that she's just not even thinking about what the hell she's saying in these accusations.
Or she like actually thinks that and she's using it for the show.
Maybe, possibly. I don't know. I mean, a lot to parse there. I mean, that's like a big thing that's going on in the season. So I think that scene kind of matters, especially going forward. I don't think we need to talk about the Sutton scene. I don't think that Sutton is ever going to change her name to Sutton Brown. And she's already kind of run the gamut of all the different ways that she can tell this story and talk about it. It's not a season arc. This was for 3 or 4 episodes, I think. But, I don't know did you find any merit to Sutton asking her daughter?
No, her daughter was like, who gives a shit? I don't care at all. And she's like, okay, talk to you later. She's getting another dog, by the way. She has like 400 pets, which I'm not mad at. And then I did enjoy, we got Rachel packing for the Hamptons, and she goes, this just reminded me of like the old times where she's like, she knows that we really care. Well, I don't know if she's even serving the audience. It's just authentic to who she is. She's like packing for the Hamptons. She goes, I approach the Hamptons like the south of France. And I'm like, yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm like, caftans. And she's like, no one wears heels in the Hamptons, but I do because that's how I am. And so I was like, I guess I shouldn't be surprised that I find her so entertaining because I was obsessed with her show, but I didn't think it was going to translate. And for me, it is.
Okay. I'm finding her less entertaining as the season goes on. I feel like I thought that she handled herself so much better, and I love that she didn't entrench herself in cliches like Amanda Francis, and immediately just go to the bottom of the barrel. She just seems so good at it. But the more time I spend with her, I'm just like I don't know, like she just seems so like tied up in her world that about that I don't really know about, and like I need to see, I guess, more facets of her personality. But yeah, I don't dislike her on the show. I just am kind of I'm just thinking about her and processing what the hell's going on. She does get a vintage Poochie dress that she brings. I think it was like $2,000. And then I like when Kyle was like, Rachel wants to have a hot girl summer, and the assistant goes, wasn't it 2 years ago we were having a hot girl summer? And Kyle goes, yes, it was, but Rachel keeps saying it, so I'm just going to honor that. But that's what I thought originally when Rachel had said hot girl summer. It was like that we already had it a lot.
Yeah. They fly JetBlue from that like luxury LAX terminal, and Kyle gets to the airport at 4:30 in the morning, and they serve them caviar. And I was like, that kind of sounds like a nightmare to me to like eat caviar at the crack of dawn.
Yeah, I've never done it, and I've never even thought about it, but you're right. Just waking up and having a big plate of caviar. Yeah.
I'd be like, get that shit out of my face. It was also weird that Dorit showed up like an hour after Kyle, but then when I realized they weren't even flying private, I was like, oh, well, she made the flight. Like, she wasn't late. Kyle was early.
Oh, right. Yeah. And then they got on jet.
They wouldn't have let her board if she was too late.
Oh yeah, that's true. Right. Yeah, so what the hell? But she said PK was like you said. He said PK showed up. He was drunk and he was 2 hours late. And he said, "I never want to see you kids again in my life. This is why I don't text your mom about seeing you. Okay." And then we get to the Hamptons. Dorit was the only one that wasn't invited to Amanda's manifestation party, but it's kind of a moot point. I don't understand why they're even talking about the other party. Like, who knew? Why don't they know that this was happening? They're seeing Erica's really confused. She's like, why couldn't I be on the OG plane? Like,
Right.
that's my group. Like, why did Rachel
Yeah.
get to just have her own party with two coveted people, and then I have to go to this shitty manifestation party, which is
I thought that was funny. She was like, God damn it.
Yeah, it's like, this sucks. Like, Rachel like took two prized possessions on the show and then left Erica in the dust for some reason.
Yeah.
And then we have to also that that Natalie cast member.
Right.
I'm like, I don't know what the hell is going on. Has there ever been a friend of where they just appear and you're like, who is this? Like, you know what I mean?
Doesn't say much either.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the Hamptons, they're all talking about divorce because everybody there is divorced, and they're all like, let's seize the moment and have the best weekend ever. And then basically Bose and Erica are talking shit on the way to Amanda's about her shitty career, that they don't know how she makes money. They're questioning it. They make fun of her money queen and doormat. And then, Erica's like, fucking A, why do I have to go to this instead of the Hamptons? That would be so much better.
Oh my God. What about this? This was whenever they do the montage of things that somebody has said over and over again. They do this for Amanda Francis. They've done it twice. The one-upping thing, and now this word that she keeps using. She goes, stop right here. She goes, wipe your feet on the Money Queen and Co. sign and then enter the doors. And then let's have a caviar moment right here in the hallway. She goes, don't you just love a caviar moment like this? And like, she's making them all have to like reflect. And then Sutton goes, Amanda loves a moment. And then, oh my God, they show her saying that phrase like, I think 10 full different times. That's one of her go-to things that she likes to say. And then this whole party is called Manifestation Moment.
Right. Everyone hates it. They're like, this sucks. I don't want to do her stupid exercises. We don't respect her entire way of being. She doesn't have a command over the table. There's sort of a mutiny, really.
Yeah.
And she shuts down.
People are being like sort of respectful, but then they get these like really shitty gifts. Like, they don't have, like, if this was, remember when Dorit obviously loved Jamie Lee Curtis's garbage that she was trying to show to them? They don't have the respect to Amanda Francis. They gave it a little bit. Like, Erica was like, oh, I'll read your shitty book. Like, oh, I'll skim through this self-published book.
A signed copy of your self-published book. I'm thrilled.
Yeah, but at least she gave it in the moment. And then, like, they're not actively, like, making fun of it, but they kind of are not giving enough of themselves for this to be fun. And Amanda does give up. Like, they're poking fun at it, but because they don't want to be a part of selling Amanda's business to the world. Bose especially, I think,
Yeah. The show is anti her career. They make fun of her when she goes, I'm all about manifestation. And, when I grew up, I had a Malibu Barbie book, and she's like, I'm going to cry. And they sort of play like cuckoo music, like, what the hell? And she goes, Barbie lived in a 3-story beach house and drove a convertible and could see the dolphins. And then color me shocked when I moved into my Malibu beach house and it was 3 stories and I could see the dolphins and I drove a convertible. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I was kind of like,
Malibu houses commonly, stacked, but whatever.
Yeah, I said that too. I said they're all stacked over there. I was just like, that was your dream. Like, it's like Scrooge McDuck's dream in a way. It's like we're supposed to get all teary-eyed about you cherishing some big mansion in a convertible.
I'm like, you bought
Barbie.
a convertible. Like, damn. Like, I could get a convertible if I want.
Yeah,
Anyone
believe me,
could.
I'm circling a Mazda Miata as we speak. I want to get the hell in a
A
convertible.
1998.
Yeah, I'm like,
Miata.
dude, I can imagine that whipping
Could
my
probably
hair
get
back.
one for like $1,500.
Yeah, I want one right now. But I was like, this is not beautiful. Like, imagine if I said that same story. I was looking at the Ninja Turtles living in the sewer with all the pizza they could eat, and then look at me now. I live in filth, and I can eat pizza every night of the week. It's like, how is this endearing? Do you think she had Barbie fever? She must have had Barbie fever when Barbenheimer came around. I know which theater she was quite possibly turning a right or a left into. Probably Barbie, right?
Oh, yes. But yeah, no one wants to, because she wants everyone to do this little exercise where it's like,
Yeah.
if you could have anything in this whole world, what would it be? And they're all like, you want us to write it down? Like,
Yeah.
I'm so averse to things like that where I'm like, what am I in fucking therapy? Like, I have places where I do shit like this and it's not at a dinner party. Like, fuck off.
That's what Natalie says. She goes, I like to be in private. I was like, well, we don't know you, Natalie, very much, but it's good that she said that. Like, she said, I don't like to journal in public. I don't want my deep truths revealed to you all right now.
Right.
Which
Yeah,
is how they all
But
feel.
yeah, but Erica does throw her a bone because obviously she has this huge looming shit going on with the multiple lawsuits and Tom, etc. So she says that she would want total financial freedom because she's like, if I could clear all of this shit and win all these cases, I'd finally be able to live my life again. So she gave an earnest answer. And then Kathy was like, could I say the same thing? And I'm like, Kathy, I think you do have financial freedom.
Yeah.
Unless there's something you need to tell us.
Yeah, what the heck? Kathy she was like, I'll say anything over here.
I'll have a caviar moment.
Yeah, she did like that caviar moment. And then Sutton goes, I forget what Amanda says. She goes, Amanda says something like, you're not doing manifesting right. You all blew it. And then Sutton goes, speaking of blowing it big time, you have to cop to what you said about Dorit's marriage. You kind of threw Kyle under the bus a bunch of times, and you spoke ill of Dorit speaking ill of PK. Bring it up, and you need to talk about it because you ruined Kyle and Dorit's friendship. And Amanda again keeps saying, like, I didn't think that was a big deal. She's very calm, Amanda. She like never gets, she just was like calm and like, I didn't think that was a big deal. And she doesn't really get offended by this until she gets called a wimp later by Sutton.
Yeah. She says she disagrees with the premise, which I actually think is understandable. As we said, I don't think she went that hard on the PK shit. If you watch the actual clip, she's just sort of like, right, yeah, like he is the father of her children. Like, yeah, that could be bad. She's not like, what the hell is going on with that? She's sort of just like, yeah. So I don't think it was that interesting. And Sutton, she's trying to get power where she can, which I'm like, go right ahead, girl. And Bose is like, speak on it. Like, they're all like, yes, yes, yes. Like, take her down, take her down.
Yeah, they do all agree. They all agree that Amanda should own up to what she said. But I do wish that it was something like a bigger deal that Amanda had done that everybody was piling on her about. Back at the Hamptons, Dorit is talking about the divorce. I forget, what is she saying? How bad.
I think Kyle's like, I actually don't know what's going on with your custody, etc. And this is where she brings up the Thursday through Sunday story that they did that. And she's like, oh, but how was the thing with Mo? And she's like, it was horrible. He came in with a script. He's a loyal soldier. And then we find out Kyle's just sort of like, oh, wow, like, oh no. And then we find out that Mauricio also called her right after. And he was like, dude, I don't even know what the hell to do about this.
Yeah. Yep.
And they're just like, I think Kyle did a pretty good job being like just playing dumb or being like, oh shit.
Yeah. She
so what's the point?
Yeah, like she's, I don't think at this point Kyle has been chastised like 10 times for inserting any opinions into this Dorit and PK thing, so she kind of withholds her opinion there. Dorit says PK, this is the next accusation against him, that he became a maniacal monster about fame. He was so fame hungry, he was sucking up stardom left and right. He couldn't believe it. Oh, because Rachel Zoe goes, men out of a certain age, if their wife is more successful, they crave the spotlight, and she's talking about her own relationship, but trying to make it like it's a uniting theme for all people. And Dorita's like, you're preaching to the choir. Like, oh my God, you should have seen how PK behaved. He goes, I'm not going to be like Ken Todd, walking behind you with a dog, he said, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Which
you wish you were Ken Todd. Fuck off, PK.
really, well, do you mean like
Ken is a silent power.
totally, of course.
You know?
And we've
Like
seen
he lets Lisa take the lead. She's leading the pack, so to speak, but she defers to Ken completely.
right.
You know?
Right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's true. But that was when I thought that Dorit was trying to get Vanderpump heads, on her side to be like, here's an analogy you will love. He hated Ken Todd, and I was like, okay,
I can't wait to hear Lisa's comment on this. She's gonna rip her a new asshole. She's gonna be like, Ken Todd is 20 times the man PK will ever be. Fuck you.
I think she'll like this. Doesn't this show respect to Ken? This kind of. I think
he's like, I'm not going to be a little bitch like Ken Todd walking behind his wife.
Right. So Lisa's going to be mad at PK when she hears the secondhand from Dorit. Yeah, I agree. And then they go back to the manifestation table. I don't think they're manifesting at this point. It's kind of quiet. And then I think Amanda's talking again about that this shouldn't have happened on the anniversary of Zion, which we've talked
when
about this a lot.
When she said it, I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
And also, Sutton takes a big swing and tries to accuse Amanda of drumming up more conflict between Dorit and Kyle, and I'm like, this has been never ending for years at this point. Anything could drum up a conflict between them. Like, I can't blame her for that. And Amanda says, I just really think that intention matters. And Erica brings out the phrase that we've been talking about, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And Amanda's like, she says, I don't even remember what, she's just like, come on, you guys, like, Dorit is being so mean to me, and Sutton is like, you can't be such a wimp. Come on. And she goes, you're in my home. Please don't call me a wimp.
Yeah, she pulls the in my house you shall respect my rules. When were we talking about that? Was that Patreon? We talked about that. It's like there's these rules, like it's not letting a vampire enter your house or whatever. It's like there's certain way that people need to be respected within their house. It's kind of like what we were talking about at Whit Dinner's house. It was like, you respect my parents while they're in my house.
These four walls.
What about?
And then
I was just gonna say, what about when Erica gets off a road to hell? She goes, road to hell was paved with good intentions. And then where is Sutton to correct her wrongly and say that the road to heaven is paved with good intentions? Because one of our wonderful Villa Rosa VIP said the phrase is road to hell is paved. Could you imagine? Sutton's been critiquing people probably for years of her life without ever looking it up. She chastised Tilly twice. Yeah. And then now Erica uses it in a big way and Sutton is nowhere to be found. I thought that she was going to correct her. What are the odds that this
coward?
Total coward. And also this phrase has been used 3 or 4 times this season. People really have road to hell paved with good intentions fever, don't you think?
Yeah, I do. And then we break sort of the fourth wall again where Erica's going, girl, if you think wimp is bad, and then they do a full montage of everyone getting called cunt. And there's been a lot.
Oh, yeah. It was C-bombs left and right. Camille, there was a couple other ones. They've been saying it for years.
Wait, who got pissed when Erica wore that cunt necklace? Lisa?
Oof, I forget. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I forget. Who? I don't think Lisa, right? Because aren't we
allowed? Dear God.
But British people love C-bombs mean nothing to them. They call
That's true.
they throw C's. I think like B, like they say it like,
if anything, they're the ones for its ubiquity. Like, they're the reason.
We're the one losing our monocles over here in the C word. They use it to say anything. That's their casual tea time conversation. So I don't know.
So by the way, not to utter her name, but I'm kind of obsessed with Jill getting pissed that Bad Bunny kept grabbing his G area.
Oh, really?
I want to start saying G area.
She said G. Oh my God.
She was like, what is he so insecure? He
Oh my
kept
God.
touching his G area. There are kids watching.
Oh my
I
God.
was like, not the G area.
Jill, what the hell were you thinking? Wimp is kind of funny too. Wimp is funny because it's like I wouldn't, Wimp. It's kind
so
of the
like
most low.
deflated.
Yeah, it's like wimp is like a word that you do think you could call someone, and it wouldn't be, Barry Lyndon style retribution. Like I feel like it's fine to be called a wimp, like but
Yeah.
Amanda's like, how could you go this low? She always wants to have the moral high ground when she talks to
Yeah.
people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Can I also say that like I hate her husband?
Oh, why? Oh, of course you can, but why?
Every time they talk, I'm like, flop. I'm like,
Really?
next.
Really?
He's just like a yes man, and I'm just like, he's very smug seeming, and I'm like, I hate you both.
Oh,
I hate you guys living in this house.
I did.
I hate all of it.
Okay. I did hate when she goes, honey, do you remember when you said Dorit can never step foot into our house ever again while she treats me like this? And he goes, yeah, I remember when I said that. And I was like, oh God, like that is so weird. Like that he instantly was having all these rules about Dorit when he doesn't even know what the hell is going on. Yeah. He's not on the plus or minus scale of how I evaluate Amanda Francis. He's kind of net neutral, almost bordering on negative for me because he's not really bringing very much. So I don't love him either, and I don't really like Amanda Francis too much. I'm kind of bored. I'm a little bored by her. You tell me if I'm wrong, but well, I was just saying, like, I guessed it that I guess overall, despite her villainous antics, I don't know if there's any much more that is going to be revealed about her personality other than this.
Right. Yeah, we get the mid-season trailer at the end here, and we get this Italy trip is upcoming, and it sounds like, they're going to bring up the cult stuff. She's going to get fired up that they're starting to build a case about her being a scammer, which I wonder if there's any juice there or if it's just going to fizzle out and she's going to feel victimized. We get a Beau's engagement, which I don't know if I saw that I think we congratulated her on the pod at the time, but I forgot. So that's upcoming. We get, of course, the Kyle and Mauricio's family wedding, which I'm like, spend as much time on that as you want. I'll take 3 episodes, please.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, did you see Farrah's post?
No.
Kyle's daughter, Farrah.
Yeah, no, what did she say?
She's a realtor with the agency, and she posted like a 10-year-old voicemail from Faye Dunaway ripping her a new asshole.
No way.
Jimmy was like, why would she post this? It makes her sound like a bad agent. But it was like, the carport is filthy. There are people here, and you're probably somewhere wearing a bikini. Where are you? The curb appeal matters.
Oh my God! Wow,
it's really long. I'll send it to you.
Oh my God, I can't wait to watch that. Yeah, it seems okay. I was like, weren't they touting this Italy trip as sort of like Amsterdam Part 2? And I gotta stop thinking about stuff. I gotta stop getting hopeful because like nothing in the trailer looked like so shocking to me. Like I'm not that excited about Cult being brought up the table and Dorit leaving the table for a second because they start to pile on her. I was just like, I'm
a little interested about when Sutton goes, I've seen you treat your friends like dirt all season. I'm like, that's kind of interesting. It was funny. I thought of you when Alan Cumming was on Watch What Happens, and he said that he really sold to the viewers that dinner banishment was going to be the greatest episode of TV of all time. And he was like, did I oversell it? And Andy's like, welcome to my world. I get in trouble every day for overselling the Housewives. You just can't think about it.
Oh my God. I saw that and I was instantly thinking of that Mary Cosby's church episode that he said was one of the best episodes he's seen of all time. I was like, what the hell were you talking about? That was such a
Atlanta,
crazy overselling.
Like when he was like, you don't even know what you're about to see. And I was like, I can't even think of 3 things that happened that season.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, he does it. I mean, I should take everything he says with a grain of salt, but whatever, I'm glad that you're enjoying this. No, I really am. Like it's hitting a register, I think, of just being very pleasant, and you love Beverly Hills, I think, just more than me, no matter what. So,
yeah.
But it's still fine and it's fun to talk about. But I think that you and I mean, what can you say? I mean, towards the end of Turtle Time, when news has been covered and 2 shows have been recapped, I don't really think there's much more to do, right? I mean,
Right.
it's kind of fulfilled all of our obligations for the show.
We hit every mark. Thank you for joining us. We will be back on, when's our show? Wednesday? Wednesdays and Fridays?
So today
Monday for Patreon?
Right. So today is a day in which, right. So of course we have an episode that comes out today, and then next up you're going to get a lot of stuff like a Monday for Patreon, Wednesday, Friday. It all happens really, really kind of perfectly, almost like without fail, wonderfully during those times every week. And then I want to say one thing okay. Well, we're early in the month, so I'm not going to tout this, but we do have a Patreon in which, you can pay money and you get access to a lot of exclusive content. I think it's some of the best content that humans have ever created in the arc of human history. It's a Vanderpump Rules recap series, and then also for $10 a month, you get that. Plus, you get invited to the Villa Rosa Film Society, which has a movie episode every month. And we just recently did Twilight for February because we wanted to do really sexy movies. And
Yes.
I can't even tell you how much fun it was talking about Twilight. It almost makes me want to start watching New Moon and Breaking Dawn and Eclipse, because it was just like I kind of got all of a sudden I was just like I can only think about Twilight. So get over there if you want exclusive content, and if you want a free way to support Amy and I, there's a lot of wonderful ways to do that in a free capacity. Thumbs up on YouTube, Apple Podcast reviews,
Comment.
Spotify. Follow us on, and you will love, if you're just getting into Turtle Time for some reason, you'll love going to our Instagram and seeing this fun San Francisco sailgate that Amy and I went to. Look at all the photos there. Give us a like.
Yeah, follow us there. We have to work on that. We have like no followers on Instagram. What the hell?
It's so bad. Could you imagine though, like us trying to put the effort into getting an Instagram following? Like how the
It's
hell?
too much work. You have to like pay. Can someone help us? I have a history. I literally do social media for a living and I don't want to do it.
Yeah, it's so hard. One thing, back to the pay part. No, people have said tout this for the $10 tier, ad-free episodes. Do you for some reason dislike me having the best road journey of my life and you don't want to hear about it anymore? Why would you ever skip that? Like, that would be so ridiculous. But if for some reason you don't want ads to be played during your experience, there is an ad-free tier, which is also that Villa Rosa Film Society tier. So you can pay $10 to not hear ads.
No ads. Video without ads as well. We upload that. So enjoy that. Thank you for joining us. Be our pay pigs, please.
Yeah. If you're rich, $10 a month. So everything is sort of on this sliding scale of wealth, right? Like $10 to me is more than I could ever afford a month. But for somebody who has a lot of wealth, like millionaires and stuff, $10 a month might not be a big deal at all. It's a drop in the bucket or a penny in the piggy bank.
Or consider 25.
Or that's what I'm even saying. If you're rich as like King Midas and everything you touch turns to gold, $25 a month might not be.
Right. Now we're just doing a telethon, but give us support in any way you can, monetary or not. But thank you for joining us, and we will be back next week. Bapa-doo.
Goodbye.
Bye.